Today on The Sharp Reality, we're going Red Pill 101. We're going to talk about why men should never get married. TSR Live starts right now. What's up, guys? It's your man Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of TSR Live, presented by Happy Hippo Herbals on a Friday. It is October 6th, 2017, and the weekend is here. This week went by very quickly for me. I had a lot of shit to get done. Plus, this is the 7th show I've done on my channel this week. I've separated my sports talk. I'm working on another ebook. Been in touch with my people down in Vegas, making sure they're all right. So it's been a busy week for me. It's flown by. Listen, it's true what they say. If you stay busy, time definitely flies for sure. So give me just a second to tweet out and Facebook out the link so that we can get everybody aboard here. We're gonna go old school. We're gonna go Red Pill 101 today, and we're gonna talk about the reasons why men should never get married. And this promises to be quite the conversation. I'm very much looking forward to what you guys have to say in the chat, because you guys always come strong with the good content in the chat. I love the fact that you guys know what you're talking about. I don't have to really get remedial, at least with people in the chat. But I know that there are some guys out there who still hold on to some blue pill remnants, which is fine. It's perfectly normal. We are all human. All right, so let's get to it. For whatever reason, despite the fact that every day of our lives, we as men, we see that marrying women in this country, in the United States of America, is a bad bet at best, and financial and emotional suicide at the very worst. Even though we see this stuff around us, dudes are still marrying American chicks in America by the truckload. Red pill aware men and blue pill men knows what happens when we marry women born and raised in America. She gets fat, the sex stops, she doesn't suck your dick anymore, she gets bitchy, she cheats, he blames it on you, files for divorce, takes the kids and half your money. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows the typical cycle of the typical marriage to an American woman, but dudes are still out here walking down the aisle, knowing full well that the odds are not in their favor in terms of getting divorced. Okay, not to mention getting out clean. I mean, listen, getting divorced is one thing, but getting out clean is quite another. I was fortunate in my marriage. My ex-wife wasn't able to have any more kids, and I didn't have any money. She didn't have any money, so there was nothing to split down the middle. So we were very fortunate in that regard. Well, I was fortunate in that regard to get out of that situation, relatively clean, financially speaking. So we're going to go Red Pill 101 today and talk about the reasons that men should never, ever marry women raised in the United States, or really the Western Hemisphere for that matter. I imagine this probably applies to British and Australian women as well. Typical dudes out here need to hear this, but 5%ers do too. Red pill aware men need to hear this stuff too. A lot of you guys are out here still thinking there have to be American women out there who are snowflakes, and maybe there are, but those girls are 1%ers, meaning you'll probably never find one, and even if you do, she's been taken off the market. Now, some of you guys may think, well, Donovan, if there's a chance, I got to be prepared for that, right? And to that, I say you're waiting for the type of woman who makes up less than 1/100th of 1%, okay? Who is 99% likely to be married by the time you find her. That's what you're doing. So at some point, you have to make a choice. Do you want to be prepared for a woman you may encounter less than 1% of the time, who is going to be taken 99% of the time you actually meet these women, or be prepared for the type of women you encounter 99% of the time? I thought so. So now that you've come to your senses, let's drive this point home and talk about the 6 reasons men should never, ever get married, specifically American women. Let's go ahead and get started here. Number 1, she stops trying. It's in a person's nature to take their foot off the proverbial gas pedal once they've accomplished their goals. If a guy wants to get down to 3% body fat, and he does it, he might slip up and shoot back up to 15% because the motivation isn't the same. He's already reached the pinnacle. A rapper may grind for years. He may finally get a record deal, drop the hottest rap album in 2 decades. He gets a little money, he gets some fame, some success, and the follow-up albums may not be as good because he's not as hungry as he was when he was laying down tracks every day after work in a broke-down studio he was paying $13 an hour to use after he worked a 12-hour shift. The hunger, the drive, the grind isn't the same. This happens to people in all walks of life. It happens to women at a much higher rate, and it always happens after she walks down the aisle. If you get married, gentlemen, she'll get fat. She's not going to suck your dick anymore. She gets a bitchy attitude, and before you know it, you're only fucking her once a month because she told you she'd let you fuck her if you bought her the new iPhone or whatever useless overpriced gadget she saw on TV. A woman is typically on her best behavior when she senses you might propose or when she's trying to pressure you into marrying her. She stays fit, she sucks your cock, she takes it in the ass, she wears slutty clothes for you. She's the perfect woman. But all that ends as soon as the honeymoon's over. The only trait that holds over after you get on one knee is her fitness. And the reason for that is she wants to look good in her wedding dress and in the wedding pictures. But if you pay attention, all of her behavior, all of that great behavior before you propose to her, that goes right out the door. Okay, she still looks good, but she ain't fucking and sucking anymore. She ain't cooking and cleaning. She turns into a bitch in order to plan this overpriced wedding that she's going to be planning, and we'll get into that in just a second. There is not a show called Bridezillas for nothing. This is the way these women really are. Women are like professional athletes in this regard. And let me explain here. When it's a contract year for a pro athlete, which means they're on the last year of their current deal and they're looking for a new deal, they play their asses off, guys. They show up early. They show up early to the facility. They put in extra time in the film room. They run extra wind sprints. They're a great teammate the whole nine. They put up career numbers, so then they get that record-breaking contract. But as soon as the ink dries on that paper, do you think player X is going to do extra squats when he knows he's got a $100 million contract? You think he's going to stay at the team facility and watch film all night if he knows his $20 million salary is guaranteed that year? Yes, there are exceptions to the rule, but again, it's human nature. If you're not hungry, you're not going to eat. And women are exactly the same when they get married, except they do eat because they don't have a reason to stay thin anymore. TSR Live is brought to you by Happy Hippo Herbals, home of the highest quality kratom on the planet. I myself have used it for 3 years, and it helps me to stay focused. It increases my productivity and gives me a good, clean energy. The owner, Chris, is a great guy. He runs a good business, and he makes sure his customer service department is on point at all times. I've done this for 3 years. I've never had a bad experience with these guys. So if you guys are looking to increase your productivity and your energy without the crash, go to happyhippoherbals.com and try the Newbie Hippo Starter Pack, which is a combination of different strains to help you decide which ones work best for you. Visit happyhippoherbals.com and save an additional 25% when you pay with Bitcoin. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. I can also be found on Instagram. Do a search for The Sharp Reality or Donovan Sharp. You guys can like my Facebook page, TSR Live with Donovan Sharp, but you can also add me on Facebook. Just do a search for Donovan Sharp. Look for the crosshairs. Look for my logo. Add me on Facebook. If you guys want to get at me, if you guys want to get at the show, if you guys have questions, comments, show ideas, personal stories you'd like to share, etc., go to thesharpreality.com, click on the contact tab and drop me your thoughts there, or you can tweet at the show through the hashtag TSR Live with Donovan Sharp. So let's hit the chat, see who's in the house on this Freaky Friday. AR4, shout out to you. Charles Merchant, C-Merch, you still down in Albuquerque? I think you said you were in Albuquerque. I thought, if I'm not mistaken, maybe that was somebody else. Deep 1985, shout out to you. Loyalty Squared, what's going on? Yes, like the video. If you guys are in the chat, like the video. We're trying to get this thing to 100 likes per video. Alex Garcia puts it best. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Alex Garcia says, quote, feels like a lot of people get married due to social standards, constructs, and conditionings. I could not agree more. And I just got a text message from my girlfriend. She has ordered flatbread for dinner. So what we're gonna do, like every once in a while, we allow ourselves to go off keto just to enjoy ourselves. We get these flatbreads from Maggiano's, these chicken margarita flatbreads. Dude, those things are unbelievable. So as soon as I get done with the show, it looks like I'm gonna have a good dinner. So I'll have to give a shout out to her, in my own way, if you know what I mean, when I get off the show. Let's see. Alex Garcia makes a very good point. Although down the line, I want to have a son to carry my name. You know, I am illimitable man. I do podcasts with him about every 2 to 3 weeks, and he is very big on legacy. That's probably one of his more. That's probably one of the traits that he exudes the most. Is he knows women are bitches, women aren't worth committing to, etc., etc. But he is very big on carrying on the family legacy. Listen, if he does have kids, his sons are going to be brilliant because he is a really smart guy. So I would agree with you, Alex. I would agree with you. It would be nice to have a son to carry on the family name. Unfortunately, we live in America. It's a little more complicated than that. So Samaj writes in, quote, I was married to a well-off chick that was hot. I came up on divorce, but gotta pay child support now. Yeah, that's a bitch. I hate that shit. I hate it. I was fortunate, man. I got out of my marriage clean. My ex-wife actually had a daughter she didn't have custody of. You guys can read all about that on Return of Kings. And that particular episode is entitled I didn't know how bad my marriage was until I found the red pill. And yeah, I mean 5 years into my 7-year marriage to my ex-wife, I found out that she had committed paternity fraud. And to this day, my ex-wife's daughter does not know that the man she thinks is her biological father is not her biological father. So, Boss Wavy, shout out to you. Good to see you in here. Good to see you guys. Boss Wavy says, fuck marriage. Bitches just want to say someone chose. Bitches want to say someone chose her. All they care about is the wedding, not all the ups and downs. Dude, I'm telling you, guys are jumping the gun again. Listen, I swear to God, man, when I put this stuff together, I'm going to have to start pointing out some not so obvious shit because you guys are on point with this stuff. You really, really are. You guys ever heard of the song, I don't want to get married, I just want a wedding? That's what the typical American female's mindset is when it comes to this stuff. Every woman wants to get married, but they don't want to be married. That's really the deal there. Loyalty Squared says, how do you feel about foreign, Asian, Spanish women? Yeah, you can marry them as long as you do it on their soil and live in their soil. Because if you bring a foreign woman back to the States, she's going to turn into the typical American woman. Listen, you can go to the internet, story after story. Yeah, I went to Brazil, got this beautiful woman, I brought her to the States, and 2 years later, she was fucking every dude on the block. All of a sudden, she turned from this kind, feminine, docile woman into this raging slut. This is what happens. So if you're going to marry a foreign woman, don't bring her back to the States. You got to marry her, and you have to, listen, you got to be willing to make the move to the States, or to make the move to her country, because it ain't going to work here in the U.S. I can tell you that much right now. He the Deluxe, shout out to you. Good stuff. Okay, yeah, Charles Merchant is still in ABQ, been doing his own study on women in this city and how. Oh, okay, all right. You know, I've never been to Albuquerque. I would, stay in touch, Charles. I'd like to find out what gaming women down in Albuquerque is different. I mean, listen, the heat's the same. That's for damn sure. So yeah, keep me abreast of that stuff. Dominic Lewis says, hey man, sorry I missed your last 2 segments. I'm currently working around the time you go live. Appreciate that. Good to see you in here, DL. Logic Wins hasn't been in here in a while. Says, quote, every woman wants to get married, not be married. I guess that's Johnny Soporno says this all the time. His videos are highly recommended. You know, I might want to check those out. Good to see everybody in here. Like I said, it is a Friday, so the freaking weekend is here. So let's continue on with reason number 2. Why men should never, ever, ever marry American women. Number 2. She'll use your kids as accessories. In 2017, guys, children are accessories to women. Women use their kids to get attention for themselves. Anything they do for their children is so that they can draw attention to themselves. She doesn't want to sign the kid up for soccer to keep him active and teach him the value of teamwork and exercise. She signed him up so she could show everyone that she's a soccer mom. Oh, look at me. She doesn't want to sign the kid up for jiu-jitsu because it builds character and confidence and teaches him how to fight. She signs him up so she can show off his trophies and his belts. Today's women treat their children like they treat their phones. They put fancy cases on their phones. They buy expensive clothes for their kids. Oh, look how cute my kids' Jordans are. Oh, look how cute my little girl's mini Michael Kors bag is for kids. And in fact, you know what? I would submit to you guys that the only way social media has actually benefited society is that mothers actually have to make it look like they're making an effort with their kids, even if it's disingenuous and half-assed. If not for Facebook, these bitches wouldn't do anything for their children. No baseball, no swim lessons, no guitar lessons, no nothing. Women think that if they're not talking about how great they are as mothers on social media and proving it with pictures, they assume that other mothers think that they're bad moms. So this is the benefit of social media, Facebook and Twitter in that regard. But today's women are selfish bitches who only pretend to care about their kids when they're in front of their phones. I've talked about this before in, I think it was episode 109, the difference between a mother and a mom. When it comes down to it, women could not give less of a shit about being good moms because the world gives them credit. The world already gives them credit for it for just pushing the little fuckers out. Anytime American mothers think about things they can do for their kids, I guarantee you, every one of them subconsciously think to themselves, what's in it for me? And that's a shame. It really is. Reason number 3, American women are bad financial investments and they are extremely expensive. Let's do the rundown here, guys. If you marry an American woman, you're going to be paying through the nose. You're going to be paying through the nose the minute you even decide to make her your wife. First, you've got to buy the engagement ring, which American culture dictates that you spend 3 months' salary on. Then there's the wedding invitations, the wedding rehearsals, the rehearsal dinners, then the wedding dress, and then the actual wedding. So by the time you reach the half-hour anniversary of your marriage, you're already out 50 large, and that's not counting the honeymoon. Then after that, after you guys get home, now she wants the suburban 2-story house with the two-car garage. That's going to run you $2,000 for at least 30 years. Then she wants the 2 SUVs, which is another $1,000 per month, possibly more. 6 months after that, she wants to upgrade the kitchen and she wants to upgrade the bathroom. That's another $10,000, which means now refinancing. So now you're going to be paying your mortgage even longer. Then she wants the biggest and best TV. She wants the biggest and best TV and all the fancy electronics. She wants Bluetooth everything. She wants your toilet to be able to talk to you. Then she has to have the latest and greatest appliances. She wants the refrigerator that can read you a novel. She wants the washer and dryer that'll do 100 loads in 5 minutes while showing a movie on it. Then she wants to take a tropical vacation every year. That's another $5,000. American wives are expensive, guys, and there's no way that a fat, bitchy woman who won't suck your dick anymore is worth that. Fuck that noise. Reason number 4. Marriage ain't holy matrimony, guys. It is a contract. Gentlemen, a marriage isn't a union in holy matrimony, all right? It is a contract between you and the state that legally binds you financially to a woman. That's it. Weddings are simply an expensive way to polish a turd, I guess, as it were. You have all the flowers, you've got the fancy dinner, you've got the wedding vows, everybody's crying, everybody's got the feels, everything's beautiful, but all a wedding does is dresses up a civil union between two people, and there's nothing romantic about that. Women only want to get married because they have everything to gain and nothing to lose. When women get married, they get an expensive wedding ring, okay? They get the status of being chosen by a man. They get the sexual validation of having his children. They get the house, they get a car, and all of the useless junk she cons him into buying. And by the way, when I talk about the sexual validation of having his children, make no mistake about the fact that most of that motherly glow that a woman has when she is pregnant, walking around with a baby in her stomach, that is her basking in the glow of sexual validation. Yes, the prospect of being a mother gives her that motherly glow, but most of that glow comes from the fact that she can now show everyone that I am attractive enough. I am so attractive that a man fucked me, raw dogged me enough to put a baby in me. I'm attractive enough to be having unprotected sex with a man who thought the risk was more than worth it to put a baby in me. This is what women go through on a subconscious level. So women who walk around who are pregnant, yep, my man fucked me without a condom and now I'm having a baby. That means that I'm attractive. That, trust and believe, that's what that means. Anyway, all of that becomes hers if she decides she wants a divorce. Guys, she gets everything. She gets the kids. She gets the kids and everything. She came into the marriage with nothing but her vagina and leaves with everything when and if she decides for whatever reason. But those are the rules of a civil union. That's a far cry from what we as men have been sold as holy matrimony, until death do us part, and all that sappy bullshit they try to tell us. This is why women want to get married so badly. Listen, they've got nothing to lose, while we as men, we have everything to lose. You never see cartoons or memes with a man dragging a woman down the aisle. It's always a woman drag a man down the aisle, and this is the reason. If everybody got what they came into the marriage with in the event of divorce, and then custody was split between parents and no child support, guess what? A lot less women would want to get married because there's nothing in it for them. All right? Marriage is an automatic safety valve for women. Getting married for women is a lottery ticket. It ain't this holy matrimony fantasy, and they all know it. Guys, be sure to like the video as you come into the chat. I'm trying to get this thing up to 100 likes. I'm almost at 400 subscribers. So, and I need 1,000 more. I need 1,000 subscribers in order to activate Super Chat so that you guys can start contributing there. I've got almost, dude, I'm not going to be able to go live on my other channel until around Christmas time. So I've got quite the long wait there. Subscribe. Definitely subscribe to my channel. If you like what you hear, if there's anyone else out there, any other man, any other male that you know of that you think could benefit from listening to the show, send them the link to subscribe. And again, don't try to force it on them. Don't say, hey, this guy, no. Just, hey, look, I found this guy on YouTube. He seems to know what he's talking about. He's got some interesting thoughts. I thought you might like to check it out. And if you don't hear anything from him again, great, you've done your job. But again, listen, men only truly absorb red pill truth if they seek it out. So send them the subscribe link and then leave it at that. Plenty of ways to get the archive. If you guys want the archive of The Sharp Reality and TSR Live, plenty of places to get it. You can get it on my website, thesharpreality.com. You can find it on the Google Play app on your mobile device. You can get it on SoundCloud, iTunes, and of course, right here on YouTube. Let's check the chat, see what we've got going on here. Oh, man. Oh, you guys. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Wow. All right. Okay. Very good. Very good. Logic Win says the only reason I made it here is because work let me out early. Hey, listen, whatever. Mr. Old School Writer says, are you going to do the girly voice today, Donovan? Great topic. I might. We'll see. We'll see if it gives me the opportunity. Oh, man. Logic Win says, dude, I love these live shows, man. Like, I love interacting with you guys. You guys are definitely, you guys definitely bring the knowledge for sure. D. Dula says, being a whore is the new homely. Yeah, probably. Mr. Old School Writer says, when the mother dies, the child support dies. I'm mad for you, Charles. Shout out to a Black. Good to see you in here. Boss Wavy said, these hoes love attention. They're doing it for the likes on Facebook and Instagram, of course. Dude, listen, once a hoe, always a hoe. Once an attention whore, always an attention whore. Dude, like I said, man, there's a big difference between a mother and a mom, okay? A good mom doesn't attention whore on Facebook, okay? Bad moms, bad mothers, dude, like they'll take a selfie with them and their kid at soccer practice and her tits are all hanging out. Oh, just another day in the life, hashtag soccer mom or hashtag hot soccer mom, bitch, please. Meanwhile, she's texting Kevin, finding out if he's going to be free that night when her husband goes to play pool with his buddies at the pool hall. Fucking whores. Samaj says, quote, men do the most of the positive character building for children. They discipline, entertain, engage in physical activities, mental stability, financial shrewdness, not to be coward. Yeah, this is why single dads make better parents than single moms. That's just all there is to it. Charles Merchant says the wedding is a glorified party announcement. Absolutely. The wedding is not, the wedding is not, like I said, it's just polishing a turd. It's just more attention for the woman. DOAP says, Donovan, does your main chick want to marry anytime soon? If so, how are you handling that? The answer is, I don't know, but if she did, the answer would be no. And that would be that. I don't think my main chick I don't think she would ever dream of bringing up the M word to me. Like, she knows that shit's off limits. If she wants to get a good laugh out of me, she should be like, Donovan, maybe you should get married. I'd laugh her ass all the way. No. My main chick at this point, I don't get the idea that she wants to get married anytime soon. I doubt it, because I've drilled into her mind that is never going to happen, and she's fine with that. So, at least for right now. But if she ever did bring it up, that would be a very bad conversation for her. So, Samaj says, nowadays women do not value the true meaning of marriage. It's just glorified dating. Yeah, dude, marriage may as well be dating. I mean, there's, and I'll get into this a little bit later, but yeah, like, getting divorced is incentivized for women. Mr. Old School Writer says, don't forget the Samsung fridge with the touch screen on that bitch. The same fridge is going to show her body onto the side. That's what I'm saying. Right. When hashtag hot soccer mom has Kevin over there to fuck her in the ass, yeah, she's going to, those will be the pictures. That'll be the refrigerator that she uses to take pictures and sends to Kevin. That's how it works. Logic Wind says, the U.S. encourages dysfunction. The best way to do that is to get men out of the picture. And they've just about done it. Mr. Old School Writer says, Donovan is going to disappear when that subject comes up. No, I mean, if my main chick is stupid enough to mention something like that, I'm not even going to make a big deal out of it. I'll just be like, no, that's never going to happen, and leave it at that. And if she gives me the ultimatum, well, if we don't get married, then this thing is over. I guess it's over. It's going to suck, and I'll be bummed, but it is what it is, man. I'm not getting married. Did it once, I'll never do it again. Oh, yep, I just did the girly voice. There we go. See, there we are. Boss Wavy says she cheats on you, files for a divorce, and now you're living on the side of the interstate with a cardboard Stein, and she's still fucking the guy yeah, this is how this works. Listen, man, we can all laugh and chuckle. This is how this works, man. This is how this works. Heathen Deluxe says, Donovan, what was the offending content that got your live privileges revoked on your other channel? I don't want to get into that because I don't want to step in shit. But it had to do with an element of the LGBT community. And I don't feel strongly about the LGBT community one way or another. And so this wasn't really like them deleting that particular video and me not talking about that particular topic. That's not a big deal for me. I don't let the LGBT community and the issues that affect them affect me. I don't really care. Doesn't really matter to me. So luckily for me, the Sharp Empire, TSR Towers, was not built atop that. So Heathen Deluxe says he called women fat. Dude, if I got a strike for every time I called women fat, Jesus Christ. No, my channel would be gone by now. I'd have too many fucking strikes. That's for goddamn sure. Red Beast asks, what's your opinion on sex tourism, namely white dudes who just travel around the world, Asia, looking to fuck hookers day in, day out? Yeah, listen, man, like this is what men are designed to do. Men are designed to be polygamous. Women are designed to be monogamous. I have nothing. Listen, if you want to be an international playboy, which is, listen, they call it a sex tourist. I think that's a derogatory term. You can call it whatever you want. I call it being an international playboy. Dude, do your thing, man. Stick your dicks in as many chicks as you can before you die. That's what we were put here to do. So, got nothing against that. D. DeLas says, what was the last straw in your marriage? Go to episode 10, and right around the end, you'll hear about the last straw in my marriage. It was something stupid, but it sort of made me think of all the ways that my ex-wife had shit on me, and that was the beginning of the end. It would be like explaining all of that. It would take too long. So go back to episode 10. Episode 10 is where I talked about my marriage to Darcy. So good question, though. Good question. Okay, moving right along. Let's get to reason number 5 that you should never get married. Number 5, you will lose respect from both men and women. This one is directly related to the slut versus stud debate. And let me explain what I mean. Women who sleep with a lot of men are sluts because it's easy for them to give away the pussy. There's no skill involved. All she has to do is be there and she's getting the D. Guaranteed every single time. Now, men who sleep with a lot of women get much more respect because sleeping with women is hard even if you're good at it. We all know this. women are the gatekeepers to sex, men are the gatekeepers to commitment. So when men and women give away what's easy for them to give away, they lose the respect of their peers, both male and female. It's easy for women to give it up, all right? We know this. That's why neither men or women respect sluts. By the same token, it's easy for men to give away commitment. This is why girls run for the hills when a guy asks her to be his girlfriend after 2 dates. That's the male version of a slut. That's how it goes. So when women get when women get engaged, they get respect from their female friends because they know that getting a man's commitment, a man of values commitment, is not easy. All her friends know she had to have put in the work, she had to have put in the time, she had to have put in the effort, and finally she was able to get what he is the gatekeeper to. What his most valued asset is commitment, and she was able to get that. When men sleep with a lot of women, we get respect from our friends because again, fucking women is not easy. All right, listen, our friends know we put in the time, the work, and the effort, and we're still able to get a woman's most prized possession. Even though it's easy for women to give it away, getting laid is still not easy. As many sluts as there are out there, and dude, most women are sluts. It's not easy to get laid. It is hard to fuck pretty girls, but both men and women lose respect when they give away what's easy for them to give. This is why sluts are shamed by their friends and why men who are engaged to be married or getting married are shamed by their friends. We all make fun of them. Oh, it's the ball and chain, blah, 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 blah. Your life is over. A man's friends see him as a, quote, slut if he gets married or gets engaged. They know that he knows that his life is over, but he's doing it anyway. All right, so they lose respect for him because they know he's not man enough. He doesn't have the balls to pull the plug. Women lose respect for men because, dude, women know that today's women ain't worth marrying, whether they admit it out loud or not. Women know that they're not worth marrying. They're not worth wifing up. This is why a man's friends will try to talk him out of getting married. You'll never hear of a woman's friends trying to talk her out of getting married. You know, hey, Jill, I really don't think you should marry Fred. I mean, yeah, he does have a lot of money. He is good looking and, you know, he does show you a good time, but I don't think this is a good time. You don't want to be tied down to him. No, man. Like I said, getting married is a lottery ticket for women. Now, if you guys want a more in-depth explanation of the sexual difference between men and women, check out episode 70. That's entitled Sluts versus Studs, the Definitive Answer. That was a good episode that I did. You'll get a little bit more in the way of understanding. The sixth and final reason that men should never get married is your wife will eventually cheat on you. We all know that women get dick thrown at them from every direction, every hour of the day. We know this. We also know that self-control is not something women are good at. Okay, this is a weakness of theirs. You combine that with the fact that females are expert liars and cheaters by the time you put a ring on it, and it's only a matter of time before she starts fucking somebody else. You can call me bitter, guys. You can call me cynical. You can call me whatever you want, guys. We know it's true. Guys, women cheat. They all do. And their phones and their mobile devices and tablets and whatever makes it easier to get away with it. And if you want to hear about a diabolical technique that they're using now, check out episode 83. Now, men might say to themselves, well, Donovan, how can you be so sure she'll cheat? Easy. Cheating is incentivized, guys. Not only will she cheat on you, she'll blame you for it. Then she'll file for divorce. She'll be awarded full custody of the kids. She'll get the house. She'll get the cars, half of your present and future earning, which can include your pension, your 401k, your retirement account, and all the rest of that. The way American laws are written, this is sad, but the way they're written, a wife is better off cheating on her husband than actually staying with him. That's fucking sad, but it's fucking true. Women with kids who cheat on their husbands end up better off than if they stay married. This is the way the laws are written. Women know that they can get all of the financial benefits of being married without actually being married. So they cheat, they file for divorce, then they get everything. This is how it works. Some guys will say, well, what about love and companionship, someone to share my life with? You can get all those things without getting married. Guys, listen, we can flip the script on women and we can get all the benefits of being married without being married. We can walk away from the relationship without any of the paperwork, no muss, no fuss. We can just walk out the door without involving lawyers or judges or money or anything or any of that stuff. Why, dude, why in the world would we get married and tie ourselves to a woman if we don't have to? Women want commitment. And there are plenty of women out there who are willing to commit to you that if they know you're not looking to get married. Plus, not being married is good for both people. It's good for couples. You'll both make an effort to stay in good shape. She'll be motivated to look good. She'll suck your dick. She'll give you the pussy. She'll be on her best behavior at all times because she knows you can bounce without any trouble if she doesn't keep her shit together. American wives know their husbands can't just up and leave, so they get fat. They stop sucking dick. They stop giving their husbands the pussy. They stop trying because there's no consequence. If the husband decides he ever wants to leave, guess what? She takes more than her pound of flesh. All right? If a husband decides to leave a wife, dude, like there's going to be collateral damage. Marriage for men is financial suicide. And if you're dumb enough in this day and age with all of the information we have out there about marriage and women, if you're dumb enough to sign your life over to the state, you deserve to get divorce raped. Plenty of ways to contribute to the show. You can contribute via Super Chat as soon as we get to 1,000 subscribers. You can also donate via PayPal at the bottom of my homepage. You can also bookmark the Amazon link at the top of my homepage and do all of your Amazon shopping through that link. And you can also contribute via Patreon. And speaking of Patreon, starting tomorrow, I will be releasing an exclusive series of videos for listeners who want to take the Red Pill life to the next level, and I'm going to call it Donovan's Den. Every Saturday, guys, I'm going to be releasing these shows on Patreon, where I'll be giving you guys actionable advice on all things Red Pill. Girls, game, sex, fitness, finances, fashion, first date strategies, and a shitload more. Now, everything I'll talk about in these shows, they're going to be things that you can put into action that night, that day. So for just $5 a month, you'll get exclusive access to these valuable shows. So head on over to patreon.com/Donovan Sharp and sign up, because tomorrow's show, okay, I'm going to talk about how to kill approach anxiety. I'm going to tell you guys step by step how I stopped myself from being afraid to approach pretty girls and why it worked like a charm. Patreon.com/Donovan Sharp, just $5 a month, and you're good to go. Let's go ahead and check the chat one last time before we sign off. Red Beast asks, what are the chances of an Asian dude getting a woman of another color, mainly combating stereotypes of Asians having small dicks? Another color woman. I mean, listen, game trumps all, man. It doesn't matter how big or small your dick is. Dude, if you work out, if you get your financial house in order, and you learn how to handle women, you can get any kind of woman. That's just how it is. Loyalty Squared says 29 watching and only 4 likes. Come on, guys. Hit the likes. You guys are killing me. Samaj says they use the pregnancy trap too. Oh, hell yeah. This is why you gotta wrap your dick when you're fucking these hoes, man. Red Beast also says sign a prenup if she is that desperate that states that you can just up and leave. Nah, don't get married, man. Do not get married. Prenuptial agreements are now being thrown out by judges. Women are now hiring lawyers to get prenuptial agreements annulled and completely thrown out. So a man can have a prenuptial agreement. If a woman files for divorce, they're still getting half his shit. Doesn't happen all the time, but it happens enough to where you should just say, fuck it, I'm not getting married. Fuck that shit. Paul Sanabria says, you are so dead on with this. My $1,100 alimony check I wrote just proves it. Fucking hell, man. I'm telling you, this is how it works. Renee Ramos says, hi, Donovan. Regarding yesterday's video, Kim Kardashian doesn't have enough sugar to sweeten my coffee. Okay, well, you're a liar. So you're telling me, Renee, that you wouldn't fuck Kim Kardashian. That's what you're saying? Come on, get out of here with that. Samaj says, cheating. Any woman worth marrying, in my opinion, would have to be hot. Therefore, you must assume she's getting hit on constantly. And any guy spitting the right game at the right time can get it. 100% on point. Could not have said that better myself. Loyalty Squared says, even prenup has fuckery for women. Again, right on the mark. This is what I'm talking about. Prenups can be thrown out, man. They're being annulled. That's how this works. Renee Ramos says, hi, Donovan, new listener. Okay, yeah, he already said that. DOAP says, I think marriage was originally designed to protect women after the wall. I don't think that's what it was originally designed for, but that certainly seems to be the case now. That's for sure. Paul Sanabria says, it was a good trade. I got my kids. Oh, okay. So you got the kids and she got the carousel. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, that is a good trade. Dude, let her ride the fucking carousel. If you got the kids, man, then you win. You win. That's about the best. Honestly, dude, Paul, that's about the best case scenario that one could get. Dude, if you got to stroke a check for $1,100 a month, but you get your children, dude, I'll stroke that check every month, man. Good job. Way to go, man. Way to go. I don't know. Dude, you must have had naked pictures of judges or something, but I don't know how you pulled that off, but good for you, man. Heathen Deluxe says, I'd rather go out than Stephen Paddock than putting a ring on a woman's finger at this point. Same result, all right? DOAP says, and do you want to have kids someday, Donovan? Single father, perhaps? No. I'm not interested in having kids. And even when I was married, and this was years ago, I knew I didn't want to have kids because I'm a selfish person. I knew that I would not. Listen, if I were to have kids, if I were to knock some bitch up, yes, I would be the best possible father that I could be. But I don't want to have kids because I like my lifestyle. I like the fact that I can do what I want when I want unilaterally and not have to take another life into account. Because having children changes a man. I like who I am. I like who I've become. I'm not saying children are bad. There are plenty of other people having enough kids out there for all of us. But no, I'm not interested in having kids. That's for sure. D. Dula says, marrying a black woman in America has to be the absolute worst. Yeah, I would say that. Samaj says, whatever happened to dowry? Yes, dowry. If I'm not mistaken, dowry is a woman, I think, getting 33% of a man's land if he dies or something to that effect. Goku 92 son says, Donovan, they're planning to decriminalize prostitution in DC. I haven't heard anything about that. I imagine that'll be on the news here pretty soon. I'll have to do some research on that. Red B says adopting would be safer than having biological kids. Yeah, I agree. And if you adopt, you have to adopt infants. Adopting foster kids, that's a bad bet. I feel for the little fuckers, but dude, they're damaged beyond repair. You hear kids in foster homes doing all kinds of crazy shit because they're fucked. They're already fucked up mentally. Samaj says, oh no, that's the Dela. Alex Garcia says, TSR reminds me of the truth. Favorite podcast. Good to see you, bruh. Okay, so Samaj says the dowry where a woman's family provides the groom with money for taking. Oh, okay. I guess I had that wrong. Very good. All right. That's going to do it for this edition of TSR Live. Like I said, guys, be sure to like the video. Follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. Add me on Facebook. Look for Donovan Sharp. Add me on Facebook. I will accept your friend request. And of course, you can always donate via PayPal. Thanks for listening, guys. See you in 72.